Warm water on my fingers, plates in a porcelain line, steam curling up, slow dancers in our little slice of time. This quiet groove in the kitchen, old clock ticking in time. Same old cups, same old rhythm, turning ordinary golden and kind. This quiet groove in the kitchen, where the small things shine. Spoon on the rim, low laughter, soap bubbles catching the light. You hum along to the brass line, and I sway left, you sway right, and let the day slide off our shoulders, drip by drip into the sink. We don't rush, we don't hurry, just breathe, then blink. Then blink. Let the day slide off our shoulders, drip by drip into the sink. We don't rush, we don't hurry, just breathe, then blink. Then blink. Handwritten notes lean across the desk. Coffee ring halo on the margin of a thought. Slow horn from the window, like a stranger in the hallway. This page waits politely for whatever wants to talk. Let the ink find its own way, let the line take its time. Every curve of every letter falling right where it's inclined. I don't chase it like before, I just listen till it's strong. Ideas move quiet, settling where they belong. Tip of the pen, hovering half asleep. Metronome in my breathing, soft click then it fades. Piano in the corner holds a lantern of a chord. I circle one small sentence like I'm guarding live embers. Used to race the ending, used to hunt the perfect phrase. Now I underline the pauses, let the silence have a place. Every smudge tells a story of a thought I almost crossed. I keep the crooked letters as a record of the cost. Used to race the ending, used to hunt the perfect phrase. Now I underline the pauses, let the silence have a place. last fork in the rack, tea towel hanging, corner slack, tap drip, keeping quiet time. Steam on the window, cooling wine. This is Sinkside Jazz. After dinner, low flame fading, record thinner. Let the day run down the drain. Let the day run down the drain. Hands in the water, slow and warm. Salt bubbles breaking, losing form. Pot stacked gentle, edge to edge. Thoughts slide over every ledge. Clock over there, can't see the face, only that soft, insistent pace. Piano finds a wandering line, rinses the hours from my spine. Fluorescent buzz fades to a gentle hum. Stacks of paper lean like tired friends. Ties half loosened, screens dim to gray. Coffee ring halos dry on the desk. Between work and rest, where the hours blur slow, I count each breath and learn to let it go. That quiet swing says you did enough today. Between work and rest, I let the weight fall away. Clock hands whisper over my shoulder, inbox blinking, then giving up the fight. Shoes on the carpet, bag by the door. Rain in the distance, no rush tonight. Every small mistake falls off the measure. Every heavy thought slides off the beat. I straighten my back, then sink in the sea, just floating between the push and the release. Turnstile clicks, platform hums along. Cold bites, but it sharpens every line of my path on time by design. Swing at the station, footsteps falling in time. Every stride syncopation, little groove in a grind. Let the morning unwind. Swing at the station, calming tension in my mind. Yeah. Steel glides, headlights smear the dark. Door slide, I stay, let it pass. Heel to toe in the frost. World moves, I'm not rushed, just like straight, but my shoulders sway. Same rule, different today. Clock in the corner, soft and slow, second hand swaying like it's tired too. Mug ring on the table, pages half closed, all the loud plans sleeping in the other room. Jazz says enough for today, in a small sure voice, one last chord hanging in the air. We made it this far, that's all it needs to say, as the lights fade down. Jazz whispers enough for today. Lampshade tilted like it's nodding on. Street sounds faded to a distant hush. Loose change in the bowl by the door. Little proof this day actually showed up. Every missed call, every almost cry folds itself into a quiet sigh, and the room keeps breathing in time with the slow, steady side of my mind. Jazz says enough for today. In a small, sure voice, one last chord hanging in the air. We made it this far. That's all it needs to say. Same cup, gone cold on the right. Pages leaning into the night. Little circle of gold on the desk, barely bright. Room off center, but my breathing feels right. Lamp still on and I'm not done yet. Thoughts have formed, I let them rest. Slow hand on these keys, I forget how long I've been here. With a lamp still on. Chair creaks like it knows my name. Margin notes all saying the same. I trace the grain in the wood, lose the frame. Tiny ticking of a clock playing its own game. Lamp still on and I'm not done yet. Thoughts have formed, I let them rest. Slow hand on these keys, I forget how long I've been here. With the lamp still on, I don't chase the answer, I just circle it wide. Let the questions wander, take the scenic side. If morning finds me in this quiet blue, I'll be right here, thinking halfway through. thin line of dark blue sky. Curtain sways like it's breathing with a sigh. Street hush outside, room resting in my hands. Each quiet chord falls easy where it lands. Curtains in the quiet, soft air, slow light. I let the night move through me, nothing to hold tight. Curtains in the quiet, room and world aligned. I'm wide open, eyes half closed. Peace inside my mind. Coffee cup, ring on a wooden table. Bass notes walk, slow steps sure and stable. Piano talks low, telling me I'm alright. Ceiling fan turning, measuring the night. Curtains in the quiet, soft air, slow light. I let the night move through me, nothing to hold tight. Curtains in the quiet, room and world aligned. I'm wide open, eyes half closed. Peace inside my mind. Window frame, a gentle little border. Outside still, inside in perfect order. Heartbeat kick drum, breathing at the same time. I drift, I settle on this easy steady line. Curtains in the quiet, curtains in the quiet. Ooh, curtains in the quiet.
Towel on the chair, light on dim, water tracing every limb, steam on the mirror, world turned small. Breathe in, breathe out, let it all fall. Let it go, let it loosen every knot, every bruise and all the weight you've been choosing to hold. In and out, easy breathing, all the rush, slowly leaving as the warm water washes the cold. Tile bells hum softly, glass rims ring, slow drip keeping its own swing. Piano in the next room, barely there, same pace as your lungs in the air. Do, 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 do. Ooh. Shoulders sink down, jaw unclenched, whole day finally ends. Bubbles at the surface, tiny moons rising, breaking, vanishing soon. squares in the dark. Somebody's laughing, I just hear the spark. Curtains breathe in like a chest in its sleep. I'm alone with this coffee and the secrets I keep. We're living in the glow from windows across the street, sharing half-formed stories in a half-remembered beat. I can't see their faces, but I feel them in the tune. Jazz connecting every room across the quiet moon. Fork on a plate, shadow passes the frame. Someone paces the hallway, mouthing somebody's name. Clock on the wall, soft click in my ear, but the horn starts to wander, and it pulls them all near.
Two cups sit untouched, steam drawing quiet lines in the air. Your hand on the table, mine like it's resting on prayer. Soft clink of the spoon, little orbit over porcelain rim. You glance at the window, and I feel you looking in. This jazz fills the space between us, not the silence, not regret. Every brush on the snare says we're alright, we're not there yet. No words, but the air feels honest, whole in a way I can't forget. Two cups, two hearts, one moment, perfectly placed on the edge. Sax leans into a note, holds it just longer than it should. You breathe with the phrase, like the song finally understood. Sugar packet folded, tiny white square by your thumb. We share the same small rhythm of staying and not coming undone. If I spoke, it might unbalance us, tilt the table, shake the frame. So I sit in this simple symmetry, letting every chord say my name. We're complete in this quiet contrast, your heartbeat hiding in your chest. I lift the cup, you follow, and somehow that's our yes. Rain darkens the street, same crack line, same leaning mailbox, only wetter this time. Coats pass in pieces, just shoulders and shoes. Faces stay hidden like half-faded news. Footsteps in the rain, then they're gone again. Just a tap, a splash, little ghost of a name. I'm here with the groove and it's here with the pain. Nothing to confess, just footsteps in the rain. Coffee cup cooling, ring on the table. Drip from the awning keeps counting the cable. Taxi light flickers, then slips out of frame. Bottles keep talking, but they don't say my name. Footsteps in the rain, then they're gone again. Just a tap, a splash, little ghost of a name. I'm here with the groove and it's here with the pain. Nothing to confess, just footsteps in the rain. I used to chase every echo, try to follow it home. Now I let them all wander through this four-bar zone. Lonely isn't tragic, it's a code I know. Hang it by the doorway when it's time to go. Footsteps in the rain, then they're gone again. Just a tap, a splash, little ghost of a name. Nothing to confess, just footsteps in the rain. Footsteps in the rain. Cup ring on the saucer, brown stain, one last sip. Steam gone, but the warmth stays on my fingertips. Laptop lid folded, blue light finally fades. Inbox keeps on breathing, somewhere far away. Let the coffee cool, let the daylight lean, shadows slide slow on the tile between all the things I said I'd do, and the peace of doing none. Late afternoon I come undone. In the quiet I come home. Corner fan still humming, ceiling paint cracked thin, barista wiping tables, soft laugh, porcelain. Street noise like a whisper through the half-locked door. Every passing car pulls one thought from before. Key sleep in my pocket, phone face turned down. World can wait a moment while the sun walks out of town. I follow its long footprint across this faded floor, breathing in the simple fact I don't need anymore. Puddles in the crosswalk hold the sky in crooked frames. Shop signs blink and flicker like they're trying to recall my name. My footsteps tap a question down this narrow breathing lane. A taxi sighs and rolls by slow, carrying somebody else's day. This sidewalk after the storm talks low like an old friend. Every little splash and shadow asking how I've really been. The world feels small and open, each breath a softer start. Jazz turns a passing moment into a quiet talk with my heart. Steam curls from a grate, ghost of coffee, bread and rain. Neon on the window glass smears in yellow, blue and gray. A trumpet from a doorway bends a note then lets it fall. I hear it circle my worries till they don't feel sharp at all. I walk past strangers' windows, see their laughter, see their fights, catch my own face in the glass, changing colors with the lights. The bass hums under everything, like a thought I almost missed. I follow where it's leading, to the space inside this bliss. Only one page left to write, coffee cold. Lamp humming low over this leaning stack of days, ink slows. Like it hurt the band, take the tempo down to a quiet sway. This jazz slows my hand, lets the silence speak. Every breath between the notes feels like it's choosing me. Words arrive softer, like they're walking me home at last. Every line I lay down, the song is listening back. Crossed out phrases ghost along the margin, little black rivers drying in the grain. I pause mid-sentence, hear a sax sigh low, like it's asking gently, do you need that pain? So I circle one word, then another, then another. Let the loudest thoughts fade into the hall. Turn the pen in my fingers like a glass on the table. Wait for the smallest truth that dares to say it all. Jazz slows my hand. city on mute, just a pane of glass away. My face, the lamp, the hallway, all floating in the same gray frame. This is how the dark breeze jazz. One slow note, then we wait. Let the silence count the time. Let the rhythm hesitate. This is how the dark breeze jazz. Every empty little space holds the room, holds the past, all reflected in this pain. Someone laughs down a corridor I can't see. Their shadow leans on my shoulder, then fades back into the screen of night. I tap the table, hear the echo answer late. Bass in my chest, like a train too far to name. Two beats hanging between what is and what might fade. I close my eyes, but the window stays away.
Mug on the table, ring of heat gone cold. One lamp left on, walls painted in gold. Shoes by the doorway, keys in a porcelain bowl. Day on my shoulders, then sliding off slow. Let it all lay down, let the noise turn soft. Every sharp edge rounds off, drips off. Breathe in the dark like a slow small song, heart keeping time. tomorrow comes. Shadows on ceilings dance to a distant horn. Clock hand ticking like a pulse grown worn. Phone face down on the hardwood floor. I'm smaller than the silence, and somehow that's more. Thoughts line up and fall out of frame. Names, faces lose their names. Just this inhale, just this exhale. I make a little room for whatever comes next.
Old storefront glass catching my face like a stranger. Crumpled receipt in my pocket still smells like that old cafe. You laugh too loud over cheap chip cups. Steam on the window fogging up our names. These sidewalks turn to memory. Every crack, every corner calls your name. Street after street after street, all this concrete turning into yesterday. Crosswalk hums, little red man blinking patience. Bus bench it peeling at the edges like the plans we never made. Taxi splashes cold on my cuffs and ankles. I hear your key in my doorway, but it's just the pipes again. I keep my hands in my coat like I'm holding on to yours, passing your station on this same old route. Every lamp I walk beneath lifts another scene. I wasn't looking back, but the past keeps finding me. Just a cup on the table, lip mark, cooling steam, trumpet mute on the stand, holding back what it means. Clock ticks behind the curtain, bass leans into one low tone. You stare past my shoulder, finishing thoughts on your own. I let you finish the sentence, leave it hanging in the air. Half spoken, you color in the silence. With every little fear, every hope unbroken, I give you barely a line. You write the rest in your head. I let you finish the sentence, say what I never said. Right hand, two soft figures, left hand, slow and spare. Right symbol like a secret, swing so faint it's a dare. Your smile moves by inches, eyes trace the window frame. Every pause between phrases says the thing I never named. Glass clink, coat on a hanger, door sighs, letting in cold. We sit inside the almost where stories learn to unfold. I leave the ending open. Steps in time, bridge boards breathing underfoot. Orange on the water, ripple slow as my own thoughts. Yesterday behind my shoulder, tomorrow leaning on the rail. I feel the day divide, right here in the middle. What's gone, what's waiting, balanced on this quiet line. I feel the day divide. Nothing urgent, nothing late, just a soft, steady heartbeat holding all this weight. bass keeps walking, same four notes around the sun. Piano answers half a sentence, leaving space for the evening hum. One life ending in the west, one life opening just ahead. I don't have to choose just yet between the echo and the unknown. Footstep, heartbeat, river light, all of them saying, keep going, keep going.
Phone face down, screen still warm, ceiling stain, I trace the form. Clock hums low in the other room, same four chords circle the gloom. This jazz leaves in a short pause in the space between my thoughts. Tight little loop just rocking in place. Mind keeps time while the body stays still in an empty hall. Still, but it never stops at all. Bare bow buzz, soft shoe squeak. My echo walks ahead of my feet. One slow step, hands in coat, beat on the rail. Words in my throat, words in my throat. Edges down, every quiet turn spins me back around. I stray in the same four bars, heart on 2 and 4, eyes on distant stars.
First train leaving, windows fog my name in glass. Coats draped over empty seats, slow sway, steel rails hum. Riding this quiet early line, half the world still in a dream behind. Calm determination in my chest, moving on before the city finds its breath. Coffee cooling, ticket folded in my hand. Streetlights fade to pale blue sky. New day, same old unknown plan. Soft reflections in the window, old mistakes in passing roads. But every stop we're pulling farther from the weight I used to hold. Lights dim, chairs sigh a little, glasses make low halos on this tired table. Air thick with stories half finished, we lean into quiet, let the corners blur. Soft, steady swing holds the walls together. Nothing to decide, we can stay forever. Let the day unring, fade to simple weather. Soft, steady swing. Your breath, slow as a record, turning its last circle, not in any rush. Clock hands drift like old dancers, Time forgets the ending, just keep swaying on. Window cracked, curtains breathe in time. Dust slow dancing in a lazy line. Cup on the table, still warm in my hand. Street sounds distant like a far-off band. This room feels wide, like the walls lean back. Every quiet corner painted blue and black. Thoughts just glide on an easy breeze. Nothing catching edges as the curtains breathe. Bass walks softly underneath my chest. Piano leaves spaces, lets my mind do the rest. Lamp throws halos on a crooked frame. Books lean sideways, I forget their names. This room feels wide, like the walls lean back. Every quiet corner painted blue and black. Thoughts just glide on an easy breeze. Nothing catching edges as the curtains breathe. I used to stack my worries, crowded in a row. Now they drift like postcards from a place I used to know. I watch them pass the window, easy to believe. I can let them go on the air I breathe. The o'clock coffee, sun on the floor, steam making halos by the old glass door. Barista holds something I can't quite name. Pages come lazy like they're part of the same. This little break in the middle of the day, where the clock's all loose and then the rest slips away. We're just breathing between the before and after. We're waiting, feels like comfort, stirred with quiet laughter. 3 o'clock coffee, sitting in the slow Let in the soft jazz, tell me where to go. Drops linking rhythm, tiny rain shots in the air. Piano, Franklin phrase, leaves it hanging there. Bass walks in circles round a low, sweet thought. Time drifts sideways, losing what it taught. Outside they hurry, inside we lean into every echo, every in-between. The secret we both hold, held in porcelain inside, sipped real slow. Outside they hurry, inside we lead into every echo, every in-between. Held in porcelain and sugar, sipped real slow. corner seat by the window glass. One plate cooling on a linen pad. Fork in my fingers, but I let it fall. Steam writing secrets on the wall. Table for one by the window, watching strangers come and go. Cutlery resting my hand, stay slow. City hums below, and I eat this quiet, bite by bite alone. Bus breaks side down on 7th and Main. Red tail lights draw lines in the rain. Waiter folds a napkin like he's folding time. Refills my water, asks if I'm fine. Piano leaves little footprints, then steps back, lets me breathe. Glass to my lips, world at my feet. I taste the heat as it leaves.
dust in the air like slow snow. Sleeve on my cheek, this old chair holds what I don't show. Soft shirt falling off the side of my skin. I hear the hallway breathe, then I fall back in. Let the quiet talk for me. Let the quiet talk. Let the quiet talk. Dim room, soft fabric, steady calm around my thoughts. Bare walls, plain ceiling, stillness like a gentle tide. Let the quiet talk for me. I just stay inside. Steam curls from a cup I barely touch. Clock hands crawl like they know I've had enough. Bare feet, sliding patterns on the floor. I almost say my own name, then I don't anymore. Let the quiet talk for me. Let the quiet talk. Let the quiet talk. No weight but the blanket on my knees. Slow breath, tracing circles I don't need to see. I'm not lonely, I'm just here. With this hush pressed to my ear. Let the quiet talk for me. Let the quiet talk. Let the quiet talk. Desk lamp halo, coffee ring comment on the page. Ink runs steady like a quiet train through the brain. Piano leans in, soft questions in a half-lit room. Brush time ticking, little heartbeat in the gloom. Jazz for the margins, where the long thoughts live, holding up the silence with a gentle give. It carries every sentence, then it lets them go. Background blessing, moving soft and low. Loose sleeve scribbles, foot taps slower than the band. keeps the worries in his hands. Melody drips like a coat across the chair. You almost miss it till you feel it's always there. Jazz for the margins, where the long thoughts live, holding up the silence with a gentle gift. It carries every sentence, then it lets them go. Background blessing, moving soft and low. Dash glue on my hands, empty seat, open road. Green signs slide like slow thoughts. I exhale, let it all go. Midnight in motion, just me and the line ahead. Freedom in the small things. Red tail lights, what was left unsaid. Midnight in motion, heart steady with every mile. Jazz in the turning of the wheel. Quiet balance in the passing time. Coffee cup in the console, old jacket on the backseat. Windows hum low and soft. I lean into this backbeat. Steam rises from the pan, tiny clouds in my kitchen light.
You tap time on the counter. We both breathe in the night. Slow simmer swing. Let it take its time. Every little bubble keeps the rhythm in line. Waiting feels good, like leaning into a rhyme. Slow simmer swing. We got nothing but time. Soft sizzle, quiet band, plates waiting by the sink. You laugh low at something small. I just watch the colors blink. Slow simmer swing. We got nothing but time. Task list done, screen goes dark. One last click, then a yawn in the air. Chair leans back, shoulders drop slow. Coffee ring halos on the desk, untouched. This is the small relief. Not a cheer, just a breath out. Let in the room exhale. Letting the body find its weight again. This is the small relief. Piano leans in, chords glow amber. Bass grins low behind the tongue of the drum. Eyes half closed, phone face down. Even the clock swings a little kinder. This is the small relief. Not a cheer, just a breath out. Let in the room exhale. Letting the body find its weight again. No fanfare, friend, just fingers on the table. Tapping where the snare might land. Heart counting along Morning light across this wooden table, steam in the air, but the cup's gone cool. Elbow on oak, eyes on the window, nothing to chase, nothing to prove. Let the slow days start like a record turning over. Breathe in the quiet, let it all move through. No rush, no race, just a gentle getting older. I'll meet the world when the world comes through. Clock on the wall ticks soft in the corner. Page on my lap, words still asleep. Street hum is low like a distant drummer. Thoughts stretch out from somewhere deep. Maybe I'll stay right here in this moment. Watch one sunbeam crawl across the grain. If this is all I get for a lifetime, this easy start might be enough again.
paper folded in half, plate cooling slow by my hand, chair leaned back, coat on the stand. The clock moves but gently, let the minute hand glide. I'm just eating this silence with a stranger called time by my side. Let the fork, let the thought take their time while the world runs outside. The waitress says, "You okay?" I nod, stir sugar away. Street hum, soft through the pain. Horn from the band down the lane. I used to chase every second, count change, count steps, count days. Now I count beans on the saucer, watch the light bend, fade.
Clock blinks 12:03. Tiny red eyes in the dark. Curtain breeze in the open window. Midnight sneaks across the floor. Dish in the sink turn picture frames. All the little messes gone quiet. Fridge hum, far car, my own heartbeat. Finally easy, finally light. Let the jazz close the day. Slow hands on the keys, unhurried. Every chord says stay. Soft bass walking me towards sleep. Let the jazz close the day. Nothing left to say, just breathing. Let the jazz close the day. Street lamp glow on the ceiling, like ripples from another world. Shadows of the blinds keep swaying to a rhythm only I can hear. Pages face down on the table, phone screen dark for the night. I sink into this worn out chair, and everything heavy turns mild. Let the jazz close the day.
between my hands, tiny clouds drifting from the rim.
Steam over cherry wood, breathing in the barely awake.
This day don't owe me answers, just a small forgiving ache. Steam over cherry wood, let it rise then fade from sight. I'm alright not knowing in this early, early light. Newspaper folded untouched, clock ticks off behind the door. Piano in the other room, finding chords I never named. Office lights blink out, coats on crooked chairs, door swings, evening air smells like dust and distant kitchens. Sidewalks drink the sky, tiny rivers by the curb. You lean into my shoulder, laughing at a broken heel. Rain after 5, let it ride on the glass. Slow moving cars make shadows that pass. We're tucked in a corner, steam on the window alive. World hurries home, we stay with the rain after 5. Tiny bell above the door, one old couple at the bar, coaster under my thumb, ring of water, ring of time. You stir your drink too long, eyes on droplets in your head. I count them down your cheek, pretend I'm not staring. Traffic sighs, then fades, just a hush in your breath. Street signs gleam, then blur. Your hand finds mine, then rests outside. Umbrellas open inside. My chest does too. If the forecast says tomorrow, I'd rather stay here with you. Lamp in the corner, painting gold on this chair. Steam from my cup folds into the air. Clock in the hallway breathes another sigh. I lean on the window, let the silence reply. Quiet cup of evening cooling in my hand. You're the missing story I can't quite understand. Soft small loneliness curled up by the door. Warmth in the cushions, but there's room for one more. Street hum is distant, like a half-remembered song. Shadows in the teacup, stretching out then gone. I talk to the ceiling just to hear my own name. Smile at the echo like we're playing a game. If you walked in now, coat damp from the rain, we'd speak in short sentences and let the pauses explain. But this gentle empty has its own quiet glow. So I breathe and I sip, and I let this moment go.
Lampshade halo, coffee gone cold. Your chair stays empty, but the room feels full. I fold the napkin, tuck in my hands, quiet like porcelain that's learned how to stand. Quiet is still here, holding up the ceiling. Every slow breath teaching me to feel it. Strength in the silence, softness that won't disappear. loudest thing in the room is knowing quiet is still here. Curtains barely breathing, night at half-mast. Your name on my tongue, but I let it pass. I trace the table grain, let the moment drift. Tender but tempered, a gentle kind of lift. Quiet is still here.
Pale blue glass framing the quiet roofs, steam on the sill, lazy little spiral. You lean on the counter in an old wool shirt, letting the silence finish its thought. Let the day begin slow, like water finding a boil, like my hand on the mug, warming from the outside in. Let the day begin slow, nothing we have to prove, just the room and the rising light. Cup on the table, ring on the wood, distant truck rolling soft through the floor. Keys fall open, one note, then another, fold in the hush instead of the sheets. Calendar waiting, ink still dry, phone face down by the kitchen light. You breathe, I breathe, same small cloud, sharing the heat of the first sip aloud. Let the day begin slow, like water finding a boil, like my hand on the mug, warming from the outside in. Let the day begin slow,
paper edges curling at the sides, ink stains on my thumb, ideas running mild and wide. Finger snaps count a fragile tempo, piano leans in, asking what I mean. Left hand holding down the daylight, right hand chasing something clean. Little song on a wooden table, scattered notes and a quiet hum. I'm making meaning out of almost nothing, till a small thought slowly comes. Just a bar, just a breath, just a moment, but it feels like more than one. Little song on a wooden table, where the work turns into love. Half-formed chords in the margin, arrows through a scribbled line, muttered words under my breathing, searching for a shape or sign. Fingers snap softer than a secret, keys reply in broken blues. Every tiny change in the voicing feels like choosing what to lose.
Stove still warm, fridge hum singing in the corner, bare feet, cool tile calm. One light in the kitchen, plates stacked, day done. You'd think this quiet might, but it fits me like someone. Jazz in the shadows, soft brushes keeping time. Solitude pulling up a chair, sipping slow with this heart of mine. Steam on the window in circles, leftover spices in the air. I sway between table and doorway, like I'm dancing with a missing chair. To chase crowded rooms, talking loud to fill the air. Now every low piano note feels like somebody's there. I leave